Hey kids, this video is for those of you that want to improve your score on the latest test. So I'm going to go through that reteach page we did together in class, and I'm going to do a couple of problems from each section in hopes of helping you out. So let's start with number 6. Find the equation of a line passing through these 2 points. The first thing we need to do is find the change in y, and then divide it by the change in x. Now this should be mental math, but I'm going to go ahead and write it out. Our change in y is -2 minus -4, and our change in x is 4 minus 1. -2 minus -4 is +2, and 4 minus 1 is +3. So our slope is 2/3. Now that we've got our slope, we take one point or the other and write a point-slope equation. The formula is y minus y1, so we do y minus -4 equal the slope we just found times x minus x1. And now we simplify. Y minus -4 is the same as y plus 4. The 2/3 is distributed to the x and the -1, giving 2/3 x minus 2/3. We'll solve for y by subtracting 4 from each side, giving y equals 2/3 x minus 2/3 minus 4. 2/3 minus 4 is the same as 2/3 minus 12 over 3, because 3 goes into 12 4 times, and that's a -2/3, so that gives us -14/3. At this point, we're in slope-intercept form, but the instructions are to convert all the way to standard form. So we'll clear out the denominator by multiplying each term by 3. Subtracting 2x from both sides gives us -2x plus 3y equals -14. Proper standard form has a positive a value, so we multiply every term by -1 to change each sign, for a final answer of 2x minus 3y equals 14. Next we'll do number 10. We need to write the equation of a line parallel to -5/2 x minus 5, but passing through to -3. We're going to need a slope and a point in order to write that equation. Here's our slope. Since parallel slopes are equal, we just pull the slope from the given line, and then we use the point, also given in the problem, to finish writing the point-slope equation. So there's our standard form equation, there's our slope-intercept equation, and here's our point-slope equation. If you can make it all the way to standard form, then you should have done everything correct in between. Problem 12 is really similar to problem 10. But instead of a parallel slope, we have a perpendicular slope. Again, our slope comes from the given line, but this time it's a perpendicular slope, which means we need to use the opposite reciprocal. Now that we've got our perpendicular slope and a point, we can write a point-slope equation, convert to slope-intercept, and then convert all the way over to standard form. Y minus y1, which is -2, equals our perpendicular slope times x minus x1, which happens to be 0. Simplify the double negative, distribute the 4/3, subtract 2 from both sides. Because this point is a y-intercept, we could have gone directly to slope-intercept form. To convert to standard, we clear out the fraction by multiplying through by the denominator, 3. So 3y equals 4x minus 6. Subtract 4x from both sides to get the standard, to get -4x plus 3y equals -6. Because our a value must be positive, we multiply through by -1 to get 4x minus 3y equals +6. For problem 20, and others like it, I'm using color to really drive the point home. You can look at any standard form equation and immediately know the slope and the y-intercept, and the x-intercept for that matter, if you know what to look for. Use the identity, opposite a over b. In number 20, a is 3, b is -4, and our identity tells us to take the opposite of that. The two negatives cancel to make a positive, and our slope is 3/4. For the y-intercept, the value of c is 8, and the value of b is -4. 8 divided by -4 is -2. So our slope is 3/4, our y-intercept is -2, and we can prove it by solving the standard form for y. Or in other words, converting the standard form into slope-intercept. Here we go. Subtract 3x from both sides to get -4y equals 8 minus 3x. Divide every term in the equation by -4, giving y 8 divided by -4 and -3x divided by -4. 8 divided by -4 is -2. The two negatives cancel on the x term, giving us positive 3/4 x, and use the commutative property to get the proper slope-intercept form, 3/4 x minus 2. And now notice how our slope is exactly what we thought it should be, and our y-intercept is exactly what we thought it would be. Standard form is far and away the most powerful version of a linear equation, if you can get comfortable using it. This time we want parallel to the y-axis, passing through the point 1, -7. Well, here's the y-axis, here's the x-axis, so parallel to the y should be vertical, and passing through the point 1, -7 should be right about here. Since our line is vertical, we define it with an x equals, because everywhere along this line the value of x is 1, even though the value of y can be anything. And remember that vertical lines have as much or as little rise as we want, but they have absolutely no run. And since you can't divide by 0, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. 31 asks for a line perpendicular to the y-axis. Well, perpendicular to the y is parallel to the x, which means we've got a horizontal line, which according to the problem is passing through the point 3, 4. So we draw a horizontal line passing through the point 3, 4. Because it's a horizontal line, we define it with the y value. Everywhere along that line, the value of y is 4. The value of x may change from point to point, but the value of y is remaining constant. Furthermore, since our line has 0 rise and some unspecified amount of run, we have a slope of 0. All horizontal lines have a slope of 0. For 33 through 36, just use the slope formula and cancel out the k at the end. y2, 8k, minus y1, 5k, divided by 4k, which is x2, minus k, which is x1. 8 minus 5 is 3, so 3k divided by 4k minus 1k is 3k. So we've got 3k divided by 3k. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and k divided by k is 1. So what we're left is 1 divided by 1, or just 1. Another way to go about it is to assign any value to k you want other than 0, maybe 2. If k equals 2, then we end up with the point 2, 5 times 2, and the point 4 times 2, 8 times 2. Those are readily simplified to 2, 10, and 8, 16. Now again use your slope formula. 16 minus 10 divided by 8 minus 2 is equal to 6 divided by 6, which equals 1. It's almost as though the k's don't matter. Just cancel them out with your division, or substitute them with a number that you like. For the last 4 problems, just remember that f of x is equal to y, so f of 3 equals 9 is giving you the point 3, 9, which you can then use in conjunction with the slope to write a point-slope equation. I hope this video isn't too long, and I hope you found it helpful. Tomorrow during lunch, you can come in and we can go over your test question by question to be sure you understand exactly where you made your mistakes. And then during 8th period, or after school, or sometimes on Friday, we can do the retest and get your score up to where you want it before the Thanksgiving holiday.